The initial coming together of the DJC. It was important at that time for a place for people who weren't married to Jews to feel comfortable and to feel everyone to feel as part of something. So, for example, some of the early things we did was an interfaith group, and we had lots of interesting discussions about to tree or not to tree, and we would get together probably a few times a year and just hash through. We were all having kids at the time, trying to figure out how to raise kids who are in an interfaith household.
As the non-Jewish partner, when I arrived at the DJC, I knew I was welcome, but I think I still had a bit of baggage about Jewish communities being exclusive. And so I would often feel like the obligation to disclose, but I'm not Jewish, which really wasn't necessary. And I did that. Anyway, after time passed, I realized actually no one really cares. I'm here and I'm doing stuff. I'm on the board. I'm singing. That's cool. I'm in the community. That's what it takes. It's not about my cultural background or have I converted or not. It's just I'm here and I'm stepping up and I'm part of the community.
As a non-Jewish member of the DJC, what I've found is that I feel welcome, and over the course of learning about traditions and rituals and going to services and participating in events and meeting people, I found that I actually take real value from my participation in many Jewish rituals, but as a non-Jewish person.
So that was a really important time, and I think the interfaith aspect of it is hard baked into the DJC, because many of the people that were sitting around the living room in those early days when we were setting up the organization were in fact part of interfaith couples. And so we wanted to make a community that was based on Jewish values, Jewish culture, Jewish rituals, but was totally embracing of people from other faiths.
One way in which I have, adopted and started really engaging with the Jewish tradition is that every time now at the high holidays, at the Jewish New Year, I write myself an email and I do a delay send, and I set it up to come at the high holidays next year. And it's a letter to myself, and it's a letter about my reflections and all of the thoughts and feelings and observations I've had over the previous year. And that's just one example of how I feel that personally my life has been enriched by joining the DJC community while still maintaining my identity, which is not as a Jewish person, but still as somebody who can participate and feel included in Jewish rituals.
So as a non-Jew in situations, sometimes I don't quite understand things because I don't have the context all the time. So I ask naive questions sometimes, which I think are probably naive because everyone else seems to know the answer. But what's fascinating is that I often find out that not everybody knew. There's a level of assumption that your Jewish experience is similar to my Jewish experience, so therefore we have common understanding about things. And I think that sometimes being a non-Jew asking questions for clarification, some other Jews actually are very appreciative because they don't feel ready or feel like that's what that they should be asking these questions.
Interestingly enough, at the DJC, because we're so welcoming and inclusive of interfaith, intercultural families, there is no pressure to converge. There's no incentive. And so people are a bit perplexed if you do actually convert. It's like, and someone did say to me, well, why did you do that? You didn't have to. And I was like, yeah, I didn't have to. And that's kind of the point. And that's sort of why I did. If I had to, I probably wouldn't have. But I appreciate the space in order to be on my own path and make that choice when it felt right to me.